So I am Dana, Miss Dana Ryan, and we are here to talk about Halloween tonight. Halloween is coming up. Anyone know how many days until Halloween? I think 18, maybe? I don't know. But I am here with Amy, Dreamflight 6000. Go ahead and say hi, Amy.
Hi, everybody.
And also Cindy. Cindy is our guest tonight, and she is from the YouTube Mama Muda Facebook group. Cindy, go ahead and say hi. Tell everybody what your channel name is and what you do on your channel.
My channel name is Mrs. Joyful Jones, and I do a variety of things, mostly involving comedy, but I do vlogs and skits and challenges. Sometimes I try to do beauty, and it works out okay, and then sometimes I give advice, and that is usually just as successful.
100 layers of foundation. I will never forget that.
That was, I almost wanted to try and do it again, but it took too long to do 100 layers of mud mask. It was
Oh, mud mask. That's what it was.
100 layers, it's a lot of layers.
You know, those YouTube trends, they come and you got to jump on them.
That's true. Yep. How many years have you been doing YouTube, Cindy? I feel like I've known you forever through YouTube.
Started about 3 years ago, and then I took a pretty long break. I have celiac disease, but I didn't know about it, and that's an autoimmune disease, so I was feeling pretty bad for a while. And I don't know, creating YouTube videos just helps me feel better about everything, so I got back into it.
I agree. Even when I want to take a break, I find that I can't. Like, I think I'll take a break for a while, and I don't know what I'd do with myself without it. I would miss it too much. But we're going to talk about Halloween, and we have questions in the Facebook group. I see Stephanie, My Life's a Hoot, is in the chat with us. Hi, Stephanie.
Hi,
Thanks for joining us. And we're going to read the questions, talk about Halloween, and I looked up the trending costumes, and I was really surprised, but we won't talk about that yet. What's the first question?
The first question is from Brittany, sharing our life, and she asked, do you put a restriction on what your kids can wear?
I thought that was a great question. I don't know. I really do.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Cindy, do you put any restrictions on Halloween costumes? You start.
We kind of have some general modesty guidelines in our family, and also we live in an area that's pretty cold, so that kind of makes us, I don't know. There are a lot of inappropriate costumes out there, but fortunately my kids haven't been into that yet. They're 5 and 7, so Kaylee wants to be a fruit bat, and if you know of any fruit bat costumes, that would be great. So part of me wants to shoot her down and be like, no, you have to get one from the store, and part of me is like, buy some cloth.
Yeah, what is a fruit bat?
It's a bat that eats fruit.
Compared to a vampire bat?
Okay, so Henry was a bat last year, like a real bat, and we made my mom made him a really cool costume. That was super easy with. I should show you a picture. Yeah.
Good, please do. Right now, she's probably gonna have like a bag over her head and some ears.
Because he had a black hooded sweatshirt, and then she'd put like felt, and then used black duct tape actually, and it's really cool. And then put little ears on the.
It has to be a brown bat, and
I
don't know. So I feel like I should put restrictions on my kids and be like, you have to get something from the store, but that's not what they want to do.
I think a bat is the easiest costume, don't you think? You just buy like a black shirt, black pants, and then you just get the wings. I think that would be pretty easy.
No, but I have to make it, and it has to be brown.
It has to be brown. Okay.
Yeah, it has to be brown. So
Well,
if I could buy it, it would be great, but it's okay. I will craft it up and put my fail on YouTube, and then it will all be worth it.
Well, my daughter wants to be a bat too, so that's interesting. But yeah, I don't know. I was thinking the same thing. Like, how do we make that? Do we buy it? We have a little toddler bat costume, which was really cute because it was just a one piece, and that was easy, but that doesn't work.
will post a picture for you guys on the costume that Henry had. It was so easy and so cute.
Amy, do you have any restrictions with costumes?
Haven't had to yet. 7-year-old, 5-year-old, and 2-year-old. They're not quite there yet.
Okay. I think that the restrictions would be I wouldn't want anything overly sexy, obviously, for the girls. And then for the boys, we don't allow anything overly scary. Like I wouldn't really want them to get anything that was too gory with blood or I think I'd feel against that. But they've so far just been into like the superheroes and things, but they do want to carry swords and stuff, but we have the foam swords. But I think that would probably be a restriction that I would say we do have, even though I try not to really verbalize it as such. I just say, we try to steer them clear of those types of costumes. Hopefully, like you said, Amy, like it hasn't really come up yet, but I'm going to have to say no to some of those types of costumes. Cindy, you have something to say?
Yeah, I feel like if my kids wanted to be clowns this year, I would restrict that.
Yeah, that's true because of they were talking about that at the school a lot. Like they were sending home papers and stuff with the clowns, but I don't know too much about it because I'm like, I never watched the news, but I heard like some of the stories, but nobody was actually hurt with that, right? Or were they?
For the people listening that don't know what you're talking about, you want to tell them the clown situation?
People were going around dressed as clowns following people, right? And so our schools had an alert, like if you see a clown, like the police were on the prowl to like check out to, if there were any clowns near the school and, don't go with clowns. But I guess nobody was really hurt, were they? It was just people dressing up as clowns. And on social media, people were, saying they were going to send these clowns to go and hurt people. Did I explain that well enough? I don't know. But
I can't figure out if anybody was hurt either or if all the things that I saw were actual just hoaxes and people like going on clown hunts. But I think it's more dangerous to be a clown than you are going to be hurt by a clown.
Right. That's kind of sad that the restriction would have to be no clowns for Halloween. It's kind of sad, but I agree. Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's talk about what our kids are being. Can we just talk about that? So my oldest does want to be a bat. Just, so that's interesting. And then the boys, they want to be, we have a Darth Vader costume, and then we also have a penguin costume, which are completely unrelated for twins, which I'm sad about because I would like it. I'd be so happy if they would dress like the same, like kind of theme, I just think that would be so cute, but we don't do that. Like whatever they want to be is what they're going to be. So we have a penguin, Darth Vader, and then the youngest baby D is going to be Big Bird. So it's interesting because 3 out of the 4 kids have wings in their costume, right? It's like they're animals with wings. Just got that Darth Vader just doesn't fit in there with that theme. I always think it'd be so fun, like as a family, to have the same costume theme. I would love that, but I don't know how parents make that work because I hear some families where the whole family dresses up with a theme. I'm like, how do they get everyone to agree?
You did the reindeer, right? That was like...
Yeah, when the kids were really little.
Yeah, you were able to do it then, but...
Yeah, because then you can dictate then what they're going to be when they're little babies.
Because I always thought that was really cute.
That's just a precedent you have to set is if you want to do the family theme, you have to start when they're little and then like be like, this is what we do and make it the tradition. I've got a cousin-in-law or something who does elaborate Star Wars themes every single year. And their kids are older now and they want to do something else, but they say, you're part of this family, you will be Star Wars for Halloween. So.
Interesting. So start young and be consistent with the family theme and then just say, this is what's happening, kids. I don't know if it would fly for me. I feel like there'd be a lot of resistance. They'd be like, no. So I don't know. I see PJ Mommy in the chat. Thank you for joining us. And Maggles 42389 and V Loves. I see V here. Tell us what costumes your kids are being for Halloween in the chat. All right. So what's the next question in the Facebook group, Amy?
All right. This is from Mackenzie. She said, how do you deal with cold weather and rain with costumes?
This is a good one for Cindy. Cold weather. What do you do?
I usually buy the costume a couple sizes too big, and then we wear a coat under it. Or we rely more on the headpiece and the face paint. And then sometimes you just buy a costume and you know that they're going to get more use out of it when they're young, running around the house than actual Halloween. And then also for their little day when they get to wear the costume to school. So Halloween night is...
How do you put a coat under the costume? Isn't you'd have to get much bigger costume, right?
Like I bought a sweater to go under it, or like a long sleeve. And so I buy the costume a size too big, and then I'll put it under it if I can. And if not, then we'll put it over it. And then the costume will be shown off on that school day when they get to wear their costume, or at like a church party or something like that.
Okay. And then focus on the head part. How about you, Amy? In Minnesota, it's got to be cold for Halloween.
It's always freezing. We always have stocking hats. We always have mittens, scarves. We always got everything. They always wear winter boots. That's how cold it is. Always do the same thing as Cindy. So Henry's costume last year was huge. Like I could almost fit into it. So he puts like a winter coat under his bat costume, and they wear these snow pants sometimes. And
I never thought to put the coats under the costume, because then you have this huge bulky costume, but that way you can see it, I guess, right? It's not all covered up with the coat.
Like their costume is warm. Like Charlie's going to be a dinosaur. I never told you what my kids are going to be, but Charlie's going to be a dinosaur. My mom made the costume, and it's so big that everything can go in it. Like it just goes over his like outside stuff.
That's cool. Does your mom make the costumes every year, Amy?
No, but she's making Evan's this year. He's a skeleton, and she's making his costume. And she made Charlie's dinosaur costume was Henry's, and then it was Evan's. We pass them along, so the younger kids end up being what Henry was, if they want.
Wow. Did you tell us all of yours, Cindy? All your costumes besides you've bat, right?
Going to be the fruit bat, and my son wants to be a zombie, but not a human zombie, a cartoon zombie with no blood.
Okay.
So cartoon zombies don't have blood.
Apparently not. We Plants versus Zombies on.
Yes. Yeah, we do too.
One of those ones that is
okay.
not.
We were just playing that actually. Henry wants to be a vampire. That's the first like scary costume we've had ever.
That is scary. That is kind of scary. I see in the chat the costumes people are saying is Rainbow Dash from My Little Pony, a ballerina, a leopard, blue fairy, a ladybug, a ninja turtle, a YouTube character named Dan TDM. He Minecraft videos on his channel. Oh, that's cool, Stephanie. Starting to dress up as YouTubers. I love that. Spider-Man. Oh, Minions. And superheroes. Yep. So Candy Corn. Okay, someone's going as Candy Corn. I looked up the trending costumes for this year, and I thought it was cool or not cool. I don't know. Scary. Funny, whatever you think, but the top costume was big head masks of Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. So, and Brittany from Sharing Our Life in the YouTube Mommy Meetup community, she works at Halloween Adventures, and she said those masks are just flying off the shelves. So I was really surprised that I guess it makes sense that that's the top costume. And I also saw that one of the top costumes was Bill Clinton, like with balloons. I guess that's something I haven't really been able to watch any of the presidential debates, but I guess he was playing with balloons on TV, and so that's one of the costumes is dressing up as him with a bunch of balloons. So, and then I can't remember. One of the other ones was something that I don't even remember. Like I don't even know what show it's from. So I was like, what is that? But there was no, like, you know how last year and the year before, I think it was Elsa and Anna from Frozen. That was like the hot girl costume. I don't think there is anything like that this year from Disney. You know, I don't think there's any Disney movies with big costumes. So if anyone knows in the chat, I see Brittany is here. Let us know what costumes kids are buying at Halloween Adventure. And Amy, what's the next question we have in the group?
The next question, I'm losing my voice, I'm sorry, is from Sanella. And she said, when do you carve your pumpkins?
Good question. Okay. When do you carve yours, Cindy?
I am on a pumpkin carving boycott this year.
Why? No death to the pumpkins?
I'm really tired of spending $40 and watching it rot on my porch and then throwing it away. And my kids can barely carve it anyhow. We open it up. I'm like, scoop out the gook. And they're like, ew, that's disgusting. Then I just have to carve pumpkins by myself for like an hour because they don't want to do it. And then I would throw it away. I used to do it like the week before so it wouldn't go moldy. But this year they're like, let's carve pumpkins. And I was like, maybe we could just spend $40 on something else.
Yeah. I've always wanted to plant a pumpkin patch in my small yard so I could just pick them out of my yard.
We have 10 huge, massive pumpkins in front of our house right now. My parents have a pumpkin patch, but it just like takes over the yard. It's huge.
Do you
they
carve
have a
all
huge
of them?
trailer. No. We carved 5 of them, one for each of us.
And when?
Usually like 3 or 4 days before Halloween, like the weekend before usually. But if it's not the weekend, it's just a few days before.
Do you go to your parents' farm and pick the pumpkins yourself from the patch? You do? Yeah.
We've had them a long time. We've had them here, but they don't go rotten until you carve them. So
that's so cool. There's nothing like free pumpkins from your parents' patch.
And they have bumps on them. Some of them are really cool. They have different. There's really neat varieties that you can plant.
That's awesome. Yeah, because if we go to the pumpkin patch, it gets very expensive very quickly, like you were saying, Cindy. So I don't like to do it. We buy like 1 or 2, but I would love to have one for each of the kids. I think that would be so fun. And I seriously would love to just plant them in the yard. But don't they like take over your yard or something? Like I think that's probably not a good idea for...
They completely take over. Yeah.
To grow pumpkins.
But I would like to do that just because of the cost savings. I think that would be pretty awesome. Okay, it looks like that's it. Brittany sharing our life. Harley Quinn. That was one of the trending costumes. I feel like I should know what that is. What is Harley Quinn? Is that a TV show? Cindy, do you know?
Suicide Squad, Batman, the Joker's love interest. She's kind of like
okay.
Ace poker, and then it's like mixed with Jester clothing. And anyhow,
who? What?
I didn't see the movie, but
it's a movie. It's a movie.
Yeah, well, it's a pretty established villain in Batman culture. Harley Quinn.
Okay.
You went to Comic-Con, you would have seen it.
Why is it popular this year, though?
Yeah.
The Suicide Squad movie. They kind of sometimes in cartoons she wears like a crazy jumpsuit with like elf ears, but in this year they kind of took the patterns and made it into like a cute little trendy pop outfit.
Smart thinking.
And you get to dye your hair colors and do a little face paint, and it's just kind of a fun and kind of sexy thing that at least grown-ups. I don't know if I would let my kid be Harley Quinn. We'd have to like put him in the cartoon one again, but yeah, it's very popular.
Yeah, I didn't know what that was when I saw it in the list. I was like, what is that? I thought maybe it was a TV show that I didn't know, but I know I can picture it now when I think of Batman and all of that. And also Deadpool is very popular, and some Fox thing that's a show. But everybody is asking about it, says Brittany. So I don't know what a Fox thing. I wonder what that could be. Okay. Oh, and Southern Mom is here. Princess Belle. It's being released again in March, and Spider Queen for my girls. And so that's what she's got going on. And then Harley Quinn is Joker's significant other. Mommy's Time is saying in the chat. Yep. So, okay. All right. So what's the next question?
The next question is also from Sanella from Don't Say Hurry. She asked, do you go trick-or-treating, door-to-door, festivals, or trick-or-trunks?
Okay, good. We go trick-or-treating. We have trick-or-trunk at our church, and we thought about maybe going, but we haven't done that yet. We haven't done it. How about you, Cindy? Trick-or-treating, or what do you guys do?
We do all of it. My son can't eat food dye, so we have to get a plethora of candy so we can throw out everything he can't eat. Ends up with a normal amount if we do every single one. We also live on a military base, and it seems like every single thing here has a Halloween party. So we just go to each one and we just take the chocolate and leave.
Okay. Amy?
We do it all too. We do the house to house around our neighborhood, and then we go to like the grocery stores. They have where they give the full size product. Like, it's so fun. We love that. And there's all sorts of stuff. I don't know. We just do whatever we find. It's fun.
We did the mall, like at the mall, you can go do the trick-or-treating, and it was really bad. It was so crowded and kids running everywhere. It was wild, and it was not a good scene. I did not enjoy that because it was just like
we've never gone to the mall
kids
before.
grabbing candy, and I just was like, oh boy, this is not good. So we never did that again.
Good to know.
Amy, what store is that gives out full-size products?
They're like our local higher end grocery stores. Like, we never shop there, but we go there every year for their trick or treat thing. It's just too fun. They give pop, like full size bottle of pop and water and chips, and I mean, you come home with like a huge bag, like baby carrots, and not full size, but like, like a bag of chips, like that you'd put in a lunch or whatever. And they frost their own cookie, and they even have a DJ in there, and the kids dance and play.
That's nice. Wow.
Yeah.
A DJ. I got to move there. I'm telling you. Free pumpkins at the pumpkin patch and good times there in Minnesota. Okay. I see Boo at the zoo. Yep. Stephanie in the chat.
Oh, yeah.
That's fun.
Zoo.
Yeah. We've gone to amusement parks before where they've done the trick-or-treating where they hand out the candy. So yeah, there's so much. You can go crazy, I guess, with trick-or-treating pretty much everywhere. So, okay. Is there another question then, Amy?
Yeah. Lauren CO Mom said, do you dress up with your kids when you go trick-or-treating? What are some of your favorite mommy costumes?
Okay. And Amy was saying before we started that I think this is our third Halloween hangout. So, and it's always a fun one to do. But you were saying in the other one last year, I think it was, and the year before, how you dress up as a witch, right, Amy?
Yeah, and I still do. Nothing has changed. I'm still the same old witch, just a year older every year.
I love that. I think it's cool. Do you do anything, Cindy, where you dress up as the same thing or something different?
I usually end up as a Harry Potter wizard.
Oh, cool. Okay. I was saying that I wanted to be Mrs. Weasley every year, but I didn't know how to dress up as that. Yeah. I need like the eclectic, funky outfit. But what do you wear? Do you wear like a wizard's hat?
I get a t-shirt that has like a tie and a badge on it. I think we're having a little problem with the audio. I'm going to try my headphones really fast. The comments are saying, can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Okay, well, we'll try that, and let me know in the chat if you can hear me now. So I just get like t-shirts from Walmart that I have a Slytherin and I have a Gryffindor, and they usually come with a little cape on the back, and it's super lame. And then I'll just do fancy makeup or something. My husband and I were considering being Hillary and Trump this year because it was so scary, but we usually just punk out and do something geeky that we already have on hand.
Andy's always the same thing every year, too.
You're going to be Hillary or Trump because it's so scary. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. We were like, what's the scariest thing we could do? And we're like, that's totally it. So, but then we didn't. And it's good because we would have looked like total followers if we would have.
So I have to find a costume for myself to be every year. I like that idea of always being the same thing.
What does Jim go as?
He has his Santa costume, which he wears sometimes, some years for Halloween, which is weird. And then sometimes he doesn't dress up because he's here. I guess he's come with me trick or treating. I think he stayed here and handed out candy one year and didn't wear anything. So he kind of just grabs whatever around the house and puts on. But we should have like a set costume, I think, that we do every year. That would be fun. Okay, is there another question, Amy?
Yes, I think there's one more. Caitlin asked, from her channels Beans and Monkeys, do you check your kids' candy before letting them dig in?
Yes. Do you?
I mean, briefly, I don't know where this idea that like people are sticking razor blades in kids' candy came from. And I don't understand. I really don't think that people are going to be giving drugs to children. I think they would rather keep the drugs and do them themselves. I think they've got better things to do. So like, I'm not going to be like inspecting for needle marks and stuff like that. But like, if there's some open, I think all that is just like, they're like, oh, look out for this candy. This is a drug. And like, no, that's for your teenager who comes home telling you, oh, this is Halloween candy. It's not for like little kids' baskets. I don't know where these ideas come from. I grew up in a moderately rough neighborhood and nobody ever tried to poison us. Seriously. So other than like a little glance over, I'm not going to worry about it too much.
Do you check it, Amy?
Well, I don't, like she said, I don't really look at it much. I just glance at it. I open the package for them because they have to tell us what they're eating because Henry has type 1 diabetes. So he can't just like, I need to be able to count all that he's eating up, all the carbs. So they just have to ask us and I just glance at it and open it up. But yeah, maybe I should look at it a little closer.
Yeah, we dump it all on the table, and then I just look, like you said, Cindy, look to see if anything's open or anything, or it looks like gross or moldy or expired. That's pretty much what I'm looking for.
Okay.
Like, is it something that's been sitting in someone's house for like a year and they just decide to give it away for Halloween, or more than a year? I think we might have some candy that's been sitting around
a really
a year.
Good idea.
But
just some stuff in the drawers.
Right, because people just like give them whatever. So I kind of like to just see if it looks disgusting and it's going to make them sick, and then I just throw it out. So
I guess I look over it and then I pull like the Reese's and my favorites, my Kit Kat bars, like, or if I see anything unusual like that I really like, I will kind of sneak those out. But looking for drugs and stuff, I don't. Yes.
Almond Joys here. My kids never get any. Yeah.
Speaking of like looking at old candy, when I was in college, Andy and I studied at his grandma and grandpa's house always. And their Halloween was nuts. They would like run out of candy. One year we were there and they ran out of candy and she went into her freezer and had really old, in the freezer, Snickers bars that she was handing out. But I thought that's interesting to look at because older people do that.
there's the clock.
9 o'clock.
Well, 10 o'clock here. Okay, is there another question, Amy?
That was it.
That was the last
everything.
one. Oh, wow, that came up perfect right at the end there.
It really did.
Okay. All right, I'm looking. PJ Mommy says we pretty much swap it out because of the peanut allergy. And donate what they bring in. So yeah, if you donate some of the candy, so
Andy's work loves us. That's where all the candy goes when we're done with it.
Very good. I think that's a nice thing to do. I sometimes we take some of it to work, and it's amazing and kind of scary how fast it disappears when you take it into an office. Mm-hmm. It's like everybody eats it in like 30 seconds. Mm-hmm. It's kind of disturbing how fast the candy goes. But yeah, so. All right. Well, happy Halloween to everybody. Thank you to Cindy for being here with us. And Cindy, tell everybody again, remind them where you are from, where they can go to subscribe to you to catch your videos.
My username is Mrs. Joyful Jones, and I'm on Facebook and Twitter and everything there, mostly Instagram and Facebook. And I hope that you'll come subscribe because I think my channel is a lot of fun and it's pretty unique. I don't see a lot of people trying to do comedy, and probably because it's so hard to make sure that you're actually funny, but I will attempt it and I will keep going. It's a fun place I got a lot of mom friends over there, and we just kind of hang out and make friends, and I really enjoy it.
Twitter under Mrs. Joyful Jones?
Yep. All of it is the same because nobody else is crazy enough to pick a username that long. So nobody else wanted it.
And Amy?
Mine's a long username too. Dreamflight 6000, everywhere. Twitter, Pinterest, everywhere.
Perfect. And I am Miss Dana Ryan everywhere. So thank you guys again for joining us and for listening in the podcast. And we'll talk to you. Amy and I will be here in about a month for another episode. Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.